Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are looking at the single shotgun and Alofs repeater mod, which is being made by user Shimsham. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is the single shotgun from Fallout New Vegas, which may not be the most interesting gun ever to be added into the Commonwealth, but what I truly do love about this mod is it also adds a version of the single shotgun with the real-world Alofs repeater, which turns the single shotgun into a repeating shotgun, and that's just freaking awesome and very Fallout, in my opinion, just strapping on another tube to a single shot shotgun to turn it into a repeater. That's kind of crazy, and I love that it's a real thing that came around, I believe, in the 1920s, if I'm remembering correctly. But let's jump on over here and have a look at what exactly we are getting with the single shotgun, which in its most basic and standard form will do 45 damage with a 12 gauge round with a firing rate of 4, range of 71, accuracy of 61, and a weight of 5.9. Not too shabby there at all. And as you can see, I mean, it's a single shotgun. It certainly looks the part for a single shotgun, and it's simple with its simplicity, but also its beauty. You know me, I always do love a gun with both steel and wood, so it's something that certainly makes me happy. But again, my favorite part about this entire mod is the repeating one, because it just adds on that Alofs repeater to the side, which is just an ingenious little bit of technology that again was made in the 1920s as a literal modification in the real world. This was something, if you already owned a single shot shotgun, you'd buy this to strap onto the side of it, and it's literally just bolted onto the side. And now you have, instead of a single shot shotgun, a shotgun with 5 shots, 1 already in the barrel and then 4 inside of this tube. And whenever you use the break action, this little mechanism here flips over, loading the next round into the single shot shotgun. I absolutely love it, and it's my favorite thing about this entire mod. Now, stat-wise, you'll notice they are more or less identical except for 2 categories: their accuracy and their weight. The accuracy is ever so slightly better on the repeating single shotgun, though of course for a crap load more weight, and almost double the weight actually, which makes sense. You're going from a wood and metal weapon to just bolting on this giant hunk of steel here, so yeah, that's gonna be pretty heavy. It's gonna be pretty heavy. Now, I will say right off the bat here that my biggest, I don't want to really say complaint about this mod, but my biggest sort of thing about it is that this Alofs repeater is not a modification for the single shot shotgun. These are in fact 2 separate guns in the world. The single shot shotgun will start spawning quite early and quite regularly, and the repeating single shot shotgun is meant to be a much more rarer weapon in the world, and I kind of wish it was just a modification for this. Because like I said, in the real world, that's what this was. It was something you'd buy and bolt onto the side of your shotgun to suddenly have a repeating shotgun. So it would have been perfect to have it as a modification, but it is not. The modifications we do have, though, for these guns are identical to one another. You're going to get the same receivers, barrels, stocks, muzzles, and, you know, wood. had a brief moment there of, what do I call this category? It's aesthetic, sure, but it's just the wood color. But yes, it's all identical no matter which of the shotguns you do go with. It's just that they are considered technically 2 different guns. But nonetheless, fun ones. So how do you find these guns in the world? Well, it's rather simple. The basic single shot shotgun will begin to spawn at the same time as the in-game double-barrel shotgun, and so you'll find it on random enemies, vendors, and occasionally even on settlers, which is pretty neat. Now, as for the repeating single-shot shotgun, these are going to very occasionally be found on legendary enemies, and legendary enemies alone, which actually makes this a little bit more terrifying because, well, legendary effects. But yes, so it's going to take a while for you to get your hands on one of those, which, I mean, I guess kind of makes sense. The Alof repeater was actually something, though real, was rare. But still, I wish it was a modification for that. Now, I will also mention there is one absolute guaranteed spawn of the Alofs repeater in the world, which you can find. I don't want to spoil it, but it is on the mod page if you'd like. So there is one in the world that you're guaranteed to get, but otherwise you'll have to get it off of a legendary. And what's fun about these, because it is, like I said, it's sort of loading into the game at the same time as the double barrel shotgun. And this is sort of meant to be a more accurate and higher range shotgun compared to the vanilla double barrel, which I think is a good trade-off. Instead of having the 2 shots, so, technically more speed, you are getting that more accuracy and more effective range, which I do enjoy. I mean, unless you turn it into a sawed-off like I did over here, because, well, that's just fun. So let's take a look at what modifications we do have on these weapons, and like I said, they are identical between both guns, so I'll just go down to the single shotgun category here. In the receivers, we have the pretty typical fare. We've got standard, light, calibrated all the way on up to advanced, which is going to give you your best single shot damage here, which is pretty cool. In the barrel category, we have the 20 gauge and 12 gauge barrel, which will actually be a little bit lower. I did actually or a little bit higher rather, sorry, apologies, which you'll notice that it's not actually changing up the ammunition here, and that's because I don't have the munitions mod installed. If you do have munitions, it will accurately change things, which is helpful. But yes, you have either the 20 gauge barrel or the more powerful 12 gauge, or you can go with a short version of those if you're wanting, just a sawed-off shotgun for whatever reason. Now in the stock category, we've got either the standard stock, a pistol stock, or a comfort stock if you're looking for that superior recoil. And then the muzzle category, we've either got nothing, a compensator, and a suppressor. And you guys know me, I always love the idea of a suppressor on a shotgun. I don't know why, it just makes me laugh. So, cool. And finally, on the wood category, we either have the walnut or the maple. And it actually is going to change some stats here. The walnut is for lighter weight, but inferior recoil. And the maple is a heavier weight with superior bashed and improved recoil, which, okay, cool, nice, I like it. It's not just aesthetic, it is also going to change up your stats a little bit, which is just fun. So let's take a look at these things in practice, and let me go grab my modified versions over here. I've got just a normal single shot one here, and then another Alofs repeater here. But first, of course, let's test out the standards, which, let's go to the single shotgun one first, and fire. And there we go. That is the shooting with this wonderful single shot weapon. Still, even though it is a single shot shotgun, its rate of fire is surprisingly not too shabby. And with the power that you can get out of these, which without any other perks, I was able to get mine up to 91 damage as the max, again without any other additional perks, but those can help raise that even further. And so even with this slower rate of fire, it's not too shabby. With the power you'll have with that damage, it's gonna be pretty effective. Now, of course, we have the Alofs repeater, which amusingly is actually the same exact firing rate of 4, which it really should be higher. The whole point of this is to be a repeating shotgun. But nonetheless, I'm in it for the cool, weird mechanism strapped to the side of the gun. That's all I care about, because it's strange, seems very Fallout, despite it being very much a real-world thing. And of course, the animation is great, so let's fire. Love it. And there we go, loading those things in. It's just such a unique and interesting mechanism. I would love to have one of these IRL. That would just be so interesting. I love just everything about this gun, even if it isn't firing any quicker than the standard single barrel. And in fact, it's technically a little bit slower because we have to reload 5 shells. But still, it's just such a unique mechanism that I can't help but love everything about it. Now, let's look at my modified ones here, where I've got our sawed-off one, which I did get to the full 91 damage there, and for whatever reason, sawed-off. I don't know why I chose sawed-off, but I did. And fire. And there we go. With the compensator on there, the recoil is quite a bit better with this thing, though it is still a fair amount of kick. But with the slower rate of fire, doesn't really matter too much, considering you're gonna come back down to your normal, aim there. And then, of course, my suppressed repeating version here. I did only get this one up to 78 just because I was messing with some other aspects of it, but hey, silenced repeating single-shot shotgun. So, good times. And fire. And there we go. A wonderful, wonderful toy. I love this thing so much. It may not be the best gun ever, but I love the Alofs repeater. It's just such a cool little bit of real-world history, and having it in Fallout just makes sense, and I love everything about it. So let's, of course, test it, probably stupidly, against our usual opponent of a Deathclaw, considering its lower damage. Probably not the best of plans, but still, let's see what happens with our Alofs repeating shotgun. Plus, I also do just love saying repeating single-shot shotgun. God, we really did not do much damage to him, did we? Okay, yeah, let's go to the 91 damage dealing one. There we go. Oh God, he's close. There we go. Take that, Deathclaw. This is gonna take a little bit, isn't it? Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. With him standing right there, we can actually get some good shots on him. Excellent. Are you stuck? Have you actually gotten stuck on the stairs? Huh, that's new. I haven't seen that happen before. Works for me. Uh-oh, he may be unstuck now. He's unstuck! Crap. There we go. Alright, come back, Deathclaw, please. There we go, that was a good shot. All the way over there by the targets, huh? There we go. And run away. Take that. Oh yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. Yep, definitely not the most damaging thing ever. But again, with perks, you can certainly bring that damage up even better, which is always nice to see. But at its base level, it is going to be a bit lacking. But again, like I said, this thing is meant to come into the world at the same time as the standard double-barrel shotgun. So it's definitely an early and into mid-game weapon with modifications. Certainly not the best and most powerful thing in the world, but it's just a fun gun that I enjoy. Are you stuck down there now? Man, this Deathclaw is getting stuck all over the place. Got him. Oh God, run. We'll kill you eventually, don't worry. Yeah, this is definitely taking its time today. I should have chosen like a gunner or something for today's episode, shouldn't I? Yeah, that probably would have been for the best. Oh boy. Yeah, let's actually use some VATS. I haven't done that with this on this episode. Take that! Oh God, look at the tiny little movement in the health bar. Oh, that's not great. Come back, please. You know, he has the tiny little bit left. Let's at least go to back to the Alofs repeater for that. Here we go. I mean, I am hitting him, but we are not doing that much damage. Oof. Oof. Oh, God, please don't make your way up here. Oh, but looks like you're stuck again. Yay, I could finish you off. And with the repeater. Awesome. Take that, Deathclaw. Lovely. So yes, definitely an early to, I'd say, mid-game gun. Certainly not the most powerful thing ever. But with this Alofs repeater, it's just a little bit of history, and an odd bit of history, that I really do love and am absolutely enthused to have here in the Commonwealth, because it just kind of seems to fit in Fallout, and I love it. So if you'd like to see this mod in practice for yourself, I'd definitely say to go check it out and have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that, my friends, is going to be it for this one today. Hopefully you all have enjoyed and you do come back for whatever mod we look at next. But until that time, thank you for watching as always. Well, have a good one.